The morning sun slowly entered through the large windows of a peaceful house. Inside, Tanya stood near the balcony, holding a cup of tea. Her long hair moved gently with the breeze, and her eyes looked far away, lost in thoughts. Tanya was a simple girl. She believed in love, kindness, and small happiness. She lived with her parents in a warm, loving home. Her father was a school teacher, and her mother was a homemaker. They were not rich, but their home was always filled with laughter. But Tanya had one dream: to find a love that feels like home. One day, her parents told her about a marriage proposal. "His name is Arav," her mother said softly. "He is a good man, well-educated, kind, and respectful." Tanya wasn't very excited. She always believed love should happen naturally, not through arrangement. But for her parents' happiness, she agreed to meet him. They met in a quiet cafe. Arav was already there, sitting calmly. He wore a simple shirt, and his eyes were gentle but deep. When he saw Tanya, he stood up immediately. "Hi, Tanya?" he asked softly. "Yes," she replied with a small smile. They sat together, and for a few minutes there was silence. Then Arav spoke. "You don't have to say yes because of your parents. I want you to choose freely." Tanya looked at him, surprised. "I don't want a forced relationship," he continued. "I want a partner, someone who is happy with me." Something about his honesty touched her heart. For the first time, she felt comfortable. After that meeting, they started talking regularly. At first, it was simple conversations about daily life, favorite food, childhood memories. But slowly, their talks became deeper. They shared their fears, dreams, and pain. Arav once told her, "I lost my mother when I was young. Since then, I don't express my feelings easily." Tanya felt a soft pain in her heart. From that day, she started caring for him in small ways, asking if he ate on time, reminding him to rest, listening to him patiently. And Arav started smiling more. One evening, they met again. It started raining suddenly. They ran under a small shelter, both laughing. Tanya's hair was slightly wet, and raindrops stayed on her cheeks. Arav looked at her, quietly. For a moment, the world became silent. Without thinking, he gently wiped the raindrop from her face. Tanya's heart started beating fast. "Tanya," he said softly, "I think I am falling in love with you." She looked into his eyes. There was no doubt, no fear, only truth. She smiled slowly. "I think I already did." After that day, everything changed. They were no longer just talking, they were feeling. Arav would hold her hand gently while walking. Tanya would rest her head on his shoulder. They didn't need big words. Their silence itself spoke love. One day, they sat together watching the sunset. Tanya leaned closer and whispered, "With you, I feel safe." Arav closed his eyes for a moment. That sentence meant everything to him. He softly held her face and kissed her forehead. It was not just romance. It was comfort, trust, and warmth. But every love story faces a test. Arav got a job offer in another city. It was a big opportunity, but it meant leaving Tanya. "I don't want to go," he said. "You should," Tanya replied, though her voice was soft. "I don't want to stay away from you." Tanya smiled with tears in her eyes. Love doesn't mean holding someone back. It means supporting them. Arav looked at her deeply. That day, he realized her love was pure. After Arav left, days became difficult. They talked every night. Sometimes they laughed. Sometimes they stayed silent. They missed each other deeply. Tanya would look at his pictures before sleeping. Arav would read their old messages again and again. Distance made their love stronger. After months, one evening, Tanya sat alone at home. She felt lonely. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. She opened the door and froze. Arav stood there. Before she could say anything, he hugged her tightly. "I can't stay away anymore," he whispered. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I missed you," she said. "I missed you more," he replied. That night, under the stars, Arav held her hand. "Tanya, will you stay with me forever?" She smiled through tears. "I already am." He gently pulled her closer and kissed her softly. It was not just a kiss. It was a promise. They got married in a simple, beautiful ceremony. No grand decorations, no loud celebrations, just family, blessings, and pure love. After marriage, their life was simple but happy. Morning tea together, small arguments, soft laughter, long hugs after tiring days. Tanya found her home in Arav, and Arav found his peace in Tanya. Years passed, but their love never became less. One night, Tanya asked him, "Do you still love me the same?" Arav smiled. "No, I love you more every day." She rested her head on his chest, and in that quiet moment, they both knew this was not just love. This was forever.